Hello everybody, Casual Mystic here. Tonight we will do a full moon reading. We've set our intentions with the new moon, action with the first quarter. Now, during this emotional full moon, August 3rd, 2020, full moon in Aquarius. You may feel emotion, you may feel like spontaneousness. It's a time to see what our action has brought us. I've asked the guides and angels to join us, to give us insight of where we are during this full moon. Guides and angels of humanity, my guides and angels, please join us. God, please join us. Give us some insight tonight. On where we are during this full moon. The first card I'm going to pull up is maybe any lessons or challenges we've learned or that we may need to go through again. At this point we will like to have learned some lessons and what challenges we've been through. So shuffle the cards here. Oh, I had a lot fall out there. Whoops. Get organized. Excuse me. Have we learned lessons or do we have challenges still to go through? Angels and guides, please give us that insight tonight for this full moon. The energy's high. These cards are crazy. The energy's sporadic. Our first card is the Seven of Cups. So, cups are emotional feelings, connections, love. So, the Seven is opportunities, choices, options. So, I think when we have choices and options, we're learning some lesson. It may have brought us challenges, it's also wishful thinking, but illusion as well. So are we seeing our choices that we have? So whatever intention you set, your actions have brought you choices that you still need to make, or you're in the process of making. Our next card is, what truths have we learned during this time? What emotions have we gone through? Did we come to some truths? Did we go through a lot of emotions? Will this full moon set our emotions and bring us truth? What is that we need to know tonight? Justice. So, you can see here, she's come down the stairs, she's got two pillars, a raven with messages. There's some kind of water flowing, so there is a little bit of movement between the bird and this water mist kind of. You see the blue. She does have a sword, And swords are attitude, beliefs, mind, intellect, your thoughts. So I could see there's some emotion there for sure. I see 2 pillars, so I don't know if that's 2 decisions. It looks like she has walked down the stairs and come to something. So, judgment is rebirth, integration, a development. So I see a choice, and I see the truth is that you have this choice has given you a rebirth. Some kind of development has happened from that choice. So the next is, what have we released, or do we still need to release, and what do we need to do to realign ourselves with our intention? So we have the 5 of Swords. And in here you can see there's a girl standing. She's got many swords by her and she's holding one. There's 2 girls walking away. There's a boat off in the distance. The moon is shining very brightly and it is full. And there are birds in flight. So, once again, swords, mind, thoughts, attitude, beliefs. But it looks like she has made a decision to let go and be her own person, let go and let people go on and do what they need to do. As she has all the swords, she's kind of looking up like letting something go. So you did release whatever you needed to release at this point. So the 5 of Swords is conflict, competition, self-interest, discord, conflict. So maybe there was a conflict that had to do with the intentions you set during the new moon. And because of that intention and the actions you did in the first quarter, there was tension, there was conflict, a disagreement, a competition. And in that so this card shows me with the symbolism that you did let go of this conflict. You've moved on from it, which is really good. And I think by doing and letting go, you do realign yourself. And that's what you want to do during your first quarter, is you want to do the action of letting things go, taking whatever actions needed to to manifest that intention from the new moon. So the next card is support. What support did you find? What support do you still need? Are you on track, or what does it need to get you back on track? Angels and guides. Where was our support? Do we still need support, and where can we find it? Are we back on track? Or do we need to get on track to align with our new moon intention? Angels and guides, can you please give us that insight tonight? The Queen of Cups. So she looks fairly content. nothing, she doesn't look sad, she's not excited. There's a ship in the background, a bird, possibly a message. Let's set this here. So, cups are emotional feelings, love, relationships. The queen is empathetic, compassionate, caring. Your immediate family, flow. So it looks like you have the support, or if you don't feel you've done enough action, you can find the support in your immediate family. Maybe you yourself need to be flow, just go with it, have compassion to be on track. That's what I'm sensing. I'm going to make a little room for our last card. So the last one is, what is our blessings? So between the intention we set in the new moon and the work we did with around the first quarter, and everything that's come between our lessons, what we've released, the emotions we have felt, the support we have found or given or needed, what blessings have come out of this at the full moon? Angels and guides, please. What is our blessings at this time? We have the Ace of Cups. You can see she's down here, and there's just like water going up to the cup. Almost looks like there's a white dove here. There is the full moon and the birds in flight. So, cups again are mind, thoughts, attitude, and beliefs. So between the cups and the swords, we have a lot of in your mind, a lot of emotional love, thoughts, attitude, intellect, relationships, connections. And the Ace of Cups is new relationship, compassion, love, birth, intimacy, intuition. So you've been blessed in your relationships. You've been blessed with a compassionate heart, soul. There's love there. Love so much that it could be proposals and marriage and unity. There could be a birth coming. For those of you who aren't on that level, there's definitely intuition, there's intimacy, you're developing new relationship through this full moon or by this full moon, and those are your blessings. So it looks like if you're reading this, you have pretty much come through the emotions, through the challenges, through the lessons. You've released and realigned, and you may not even know it because it may have been really tough, because during that like first quarter time between the new moon and the full moon is an action time. It's to put your planning into action at that first quarter. The full moon is time to look at where we're at. And when we look at where we're at, we can have a mix of emotions. The full moon can be very emotional. That's why people say, oh, must be a full moon. She's crazy today. But it's emotions. Full moons are very emotional. And a lot of times people don't know because they're not setting intentions. They're not trying to understand the challenges or the lessons that they're trying to learn to manifest this intention or these wants or desires. So if they're not processing and know their own intention, it could be disheartening, it could be emotional, it could be upsetting. And especially if we don't align and release, if we don't learn our lessons. In this reading, I really see that we have learned lessons. Um, and, you know, we've let go. We've walked away and we've let go of things that no longer serve us. We have the support with our inside family, our immediate family, and if it's not your immediate family, it's maybe your closest group of friends that is like your inside family. And then with that, because your blessings are an ace, which is beginnings, cups, which is you're feeling connected, you're feeling love, you're feeling relationships, and they're new. Ace is always the beginning, so that's really good to end with the full moon of what your blessing is. And you know, with that Seven of Cups coming out, you have choices. You know now you have choices, or you have made a choice that has led to this letting go, being blessed by your family and your connections. So it's a very good sign for those that are here with me during this reading whenever you're tuning in. Let's pull an oracle and kind of see what else we can get. I love doing an oracle at the beginning or the end. I kind of put this idea of a spread together myself by learning, you know, what the new moon is and the first quarter and the full moon and where we're at. And I think, you know, with learning lessons and where we're at and what we needed to let go in order to manifest what our intentions for our life, our path are. Angels and guides, can you give us a healing card for the end of this reading tonight? How can you aid us with a little bit more insight coming into and out of this full moon? Learning. So, you know, learning is a constant thing. It's, you know, there's a young child here to symbolize learning. We always think of children and they're always learning and they're always growing. But as adults, we are too. Sometimes we don't feel it. We get mundane or stagnant or what have you. But you always need to be looking. And you need to always be learning. You see the butterflies here. This is a spirit butterfly. There's other butterflies, and these are change. There's water. You can see how he's looking at the ladybug. So, you know, during this full moon, by this full moon, you've learned a lot. Through your lessons, through your challenges, through the emotional things, through the beliefs and attitudes and thoughts in your heads, the intuition, you've learned something. Let's see what it says. Is that 25? As humans, we are perpetually learning and growing. Learning to handle emotions comes from attentiveness. Managing stress, anxiety, and anger is a learned skill. Understand what sets off your distress and anger. Choose how you will respond to your triggers more effectively. Persistent with this approach until it becomes an automatic response. You may feel you are resistant to learning the lesson at hand. The reasons for resistance vary. It may be stubbornness, habit, self-destructive patterns. During times of conflict, your lesson may be more crisis-oriented. You may be in denial about something in your life. It can be hard to face your fears and admit weakness. Issues may build to a point where you need to address your reactions. Be honest with yourself. Are you in an addictive cycle? Are you accepting responsibility for your role in this situation? You may need an outside source to help you break out of a pattern. Once you recognize unhealthy pattern, you can learn how to improve your existing situation. Try new approaches. Be open to not knowing what will happen next. Ask to learn this lesson with grace. So, like I said, we're always learning. And maybe during this time between your lessons, your challenges, your emotions, what you needed to release, you know, maybe there's something happened that you need to learn that it's a trigger for you. And you need to learn that trigger because sometimes the way we react can make all the difference in the world. It could be that, you know, you have a pattern where you don't realize it, but you have this pattern and it triggers you to stay in this pattern for whatever reason, whether it's a habit, it's just some kind of cycle for you that you can't break, so, if you're always late to work or you're always forgetting your keys or something, it's a pattern. It's something you do, whether it comes out of habit or fear or just a cycle that you need to learn something and you're not, so you just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. You need to learn and you need to see what triggers you to maybe do that. And I think in some point in this full moon, coming of full moon, you have moved past. You have let go. You have become more on your path. Well, I hope this helped you tonight to know where you are, especially if you're, doing the new moon stuff and you're setting attention and you're planning and you're taking action. Because right now is like a reevaluation time. Learn your triggers. So what you can take away, even if you've met your challenges and your lessons, is to keep learning. Keep learning how to be better at being your true self. Learning how to heal. Learning how to let go. Learning how to listen to your intuition and how to manifest the life you want. And when we do that, we do have to let go. We do have to make decisions. But we do have support systems that we create within our family. And all of it is definitely learning. So, let me know what you think of the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a great full moon.